Welcome back, everyone. I hope you're doing well. This is part 1 to the best movie and TV villains ever. And we're just going to dive right on in with the T-1000. Played by Robert Patrick, the T-1000 is one of the most terrifying villains of all time. With just a simple touch, it can mimic the appearance and the voice of any human being, and it can blend with its surroundings, which this movie took the whole floor is lava a bit too literally. Am I right? No, but seriously, look at this. This scene scared the hell out of me as a kid, and honestly, it still kind of does. Yeah, so Robert Patrick doesn't blink the entire movie, and he trained so hard for the role that he was catching up to the dirt bike in this scene. He's cold, he's calculated, he's calm, he's patient, and he's precise. The only thing more relentless than the T-1000 is the half-ass writing attempts that fail to replicate it. The T-1000 is an absolute menace, and I love him. If you grew up in the 90s and you have zero desire to get married, I understand why, because next up is Miranda Hillard. That's right, the mom from Mrs. Doubtfire. Hear me out. She loses her shit because her husband throws a birthday party for their son and a goat eats her begonias. Begonias. Gefilte fish. So everyone's having fun without her, and she isn't letting joy slide in her house. So she decides the best option is to divorce and doesn't even want to talk about it. What a role model. And this is where her villainous nature truly begins to shine. So with Daniel gone, she needs someone to watch the kids because she can't do it. She has too much work to bother being a mother to her children. So Daniel offers to step up and take on that responsibility, which she refuses. And I don't understand that at all, because it's not like Daniel is some deadbeat dad who's drunk all the time, beating his wife and kids, or even putting his career above his children, kind of like this bitch over here. But he's a loving father who wants to be with his kids, and they want to be around him. A child needs a father who cares, okay? And it's not like he's some crazy schmuck either who won't work. He quit his voice acting job because he didn't want to push cigarettes onto children. That's freaking admirable. He's an awesome dude and didn't deserve to be treated so poorly. Miranda then immediately starts dating James Bond and bringing him around the kids. Like, damn, bitch! At least let the kids adjust to not having their amazing father around before you bring in another man. Like, gosh damn! Oh, and she blatantly ignores Daniel's time with his kids and forcefully takes them while they're eating dinner.
Are my children ready yet? No, our children are not ready yet because you were an hour early and you were an hour late dropping them off. Daniel, I'm really sorry, but I don't have time for this, all right?
Look, if she wants a divorce, that's between her and Daniel. But don't let the kids suffer by keeping the loving father away from his children. So Daniel never would have become Miss Doubtfire if Miranda would have just let him take care of the kids. She gave Daniel the push to become the hero, so Miranda is absolutely the villain of this story. She's a monster. When I was in 2nd grade, my teacher saw me raising my hand because I needed to use the bathroom like bad. She ignores me for a bit, then she finally calls on me. I say I need to tinkle, and she says, "Now, you should have done that during recess." So I sit there with my legs shaking, and I can't hold it any longer. I begin to pee all through my jeans. It's dripping down the floor all around me. I'm hoping nobody notices, but this was a big puddle. I had like 5 Capri Suns earlier. The kid behind me says, hey, and he's pointing too, like bringing everyone's attention to it. Hey, you got pee water under your chair. Like, seriously, he said pee water. And he said it multiple times. You got pee water under your chair. So everyone's looking, I'm embarrassed, the teacher does nothing. So I sit there until the bell rings and I go home with pee pants. I informed my dad of the situation when I got home, and the next day, As I'm walking to the classroom, I see my dad walking out of it. He's in full military uniform. He obviously came to my school before heading to work, and he says to me, "You shouldn't have any more problems, son. Have a good day at school. I love you." And he walked off. When I go into that classroom, my teacher has the biggest smile on her face. She's greeting me. She's asking if I need help with my book bag, like a complete 180. And for the rest of the year, I had zero problems with her. I was using the bathroom anytime I wanted. To this day, I have no clue what my dad said to her, but he must have put the fear of God in her soul. So thanks, Dad. I said all that because we've all had terrible teachers or principals in one way or the other, and Miss Trunchbull takes the cake, or force feeds it to children and humiliates them. She was terrifying, throwing kids out windows, throwing them from their pigtails, freaking this whole scene.
Who's in my house?
Running around the house with those clodhoppers. She's a horrible person and a tank. She'd snap me like a twig. You know, I actually had a nightmare about her not too long ago, and she chained me to the bed. No, it wasn't no friggy-diggy boom time. It was more along the lines of like Misery. It wasn't fun. Yeah, anyway, Miss Trunchbull is scary as shit, and she reminds me of my second grade teacher pre-dad talk. But Miss Honey though. Miss Honey. How you doing, Miss Honey? Anywho, when people talk about villains, they rarely bring up comedies. Dr. Evil is a solid villain, and people don't bring him up just because he's in a comedy, which is a shame. He has a bizarre and tragic backstory.
When I was insolent, I was placed in a burlap bag and beaten with reeds. Pretty standard, really.
He's a loving father, and he's a loving father? Can you father yourself? I mean, Mini-Me's his clone. He's just 1/8 his size. Like, can you? I don't know what to call this situation, but he cares deeply for him, and Mike Myers plays this character so well. Dr. Evil is my favorite character in the entire Austin Powers franchise. Dude has depth, he's funny as shit.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Shh.
He has the most elaborate layers, and he is a menace that shouldn't be trifled with.
When Mr. Bigglesworth gets upset, people die!
I miss Dr. Evil. I truly wish that we could get an Austin Powers 4. Mike Myers, make it, please. Oh my goodness. That would be a dream come true.
You complete me. I love you.
Anywho, that's it for this video, and I got more coming, so if you liked what you heard, please like and subscribe. Y'all have a wonderful day. Peace out.